Yo, welcome to the North Shore 9 podcast presented by FanDuel. This is the NS9 postgame show powered by Primanti Brothers. I'm pissed.
I'm Tyler.
Hi, Tyler. How you doing tonight?
A lot better than the comment section right now, and truthfully, I gotta agree with not Don Kelly's finest night. There's a lot of anger. Obviously, you have some anger here. But I mean that's Bubba Chandler deserved better tonight, and the Pirates failed him, and Don Kelly failed him.
Boom.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Boom. That's the story of tonight's game. One of them, the main story, the biggest story. Yes, the Pirates won earlier today. Good start. Good start. They're going into this series facing the Yankees. As mentioned, this is a brutal stretch for the Pirates. You know, heading into All-Star break, they had two very tough series. They come out of that 4-2. They go 3-2 against the Guardians. Here's the next step. Hey, you know what? Game one, good job. Great start. Speaking of great starts, Bubba Chandler had an excellent start tonight. Bubba Chandler was shoving against the New York Yankees. And Tyler, he goes 6.1 innings, not 0.2, not 7, 6.1. Why does that matter?
Well, it matters because he threw 84 pitches, gave up 2 hits. Bubba Chandler was absolutely outstanding today. This was visually, numbers-wise, any way I think you want to slice this up, I think this was Bubba Chandler's best outing. I thought he looked as advertised. He looked like that top prospect. He looked like that frontline arm. He looked absolutely awesome. Coming into this series, well, even going in the last series, Jim and I talked about if you get 2 out of 3 against the Guardians, and then you go 1-2 against the Yankees, 3-3 road trip, that's fine. You're okay with that, I think.
Absolutely fair.
This is about as disappointing as a 3-3 road trip as it gets. For just the way the losses kind of transpired. Just getting one of those 3 that they lost. And tonight might not have been like the one that was the easiest to achieve. Yeah, they probably should have swept the Guardians. You can argue that the game last night should have been won, and I think it definitely should have been won. This was just a waste of some absolutely awesome pitching. And it seemed like it was so avoidable, DiNardo.
Yeah. I've given Don Kelly a lot of credit because I feel he gets a lot of unwarranted hate. Fire Don Kelly. He's bad at situations. He's bad as a manager. And again, I throw back to you. Look at this bullpen. Who the hell do you want to throw in there? Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He gets too much hate because, like, well, why do you throw Dennis Santana? Well, fine. Throw in Gregory Soto. There's 4 runs. Fine. Throw in Eisert. There's 3 runs. Fine. Throw in whoever. There's 4 more. Like, it doesn't matter who's in this situation. Whoever's in the bullpen throwing, like, they are all trash. So I think Don Kelly gets too much hate because, again, it doesn't matter he puts in. They're all going to blow the game. Tonight's different. You didn't have to throw in a guy at the bullpen. That's the difference. That is the difference. This is where I go into the whole mindset of, like, when people talk about, and I posted on Twitter, analytics are ruining baseball. No. Analytics is information. Who the hell is out there saying, hey, guys, information is bad. Knowing things is bad. If I was dumber, I'd be better. Analytics is just information. How you interpret it, how you use it, what do you do with the information is what matters. And tonight, damn it, Tyler, I would much rather lose this game by the guy who is shoving against the New York Yankees. Shoving. Opposed to going to Brandon Eisert because he simply throws with his left hand. There's nothing about Brandon Eisert that says, I am confident in this situation. He just happens to throw with his left hand. Well, Tyler, so do you. So if you're in that bullpen, is Don Kelly really taking Bubba Chandler out, who is shoving because you're a lefty?
Well, he should. I think I have better odds of getting outs than Brandon Eisert does.
I do too, but but the point remains.
That's the major point here. And like you said, I do tend to agree with you that Don Kelly gets a little bit too much hate. We've made the comment here a bunch of times that it is rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic with this bullpen. They're all terrible. They can't get outs. They suck. We know. Why are you going to Brandon Eisert and pulling Bubba Chandler in that spot when they had absolutely no answer for him? They had no answer. And you go to Brandon Eisert, who has not gotten guys out all year. He can't get AAA guys out. I don't know if he can get AA guys out. He's bad.
Every
the
time
only
he goes
reason
in,
he is in Major
walks
League Baseball is
someone.
because he throws with his left hand. That's it.
Boom.
He's bad. And that's your option. That's who you go to there. You're not. I could understand it. I think if you have an 8th and 9th inning guy, and Gregory Soto's the guy you're going to there. I don't love Gregory Soto myself, but at least I have some faith he can get a major leaguer out. That dude can't.
That's the difference. That's the difference. Having some feel, going and pivoting from what the script might be. The script might make sense before the game begins. But when you're seeing Bubba, who has struggled all year, so I get if the script says Bubba, who's the struggling pitcher, maybe do X, Y, Z. But when the time comes to pull him out, because here's where I want to say this makes sense on Don Kelly's side. This makes sense in a perfect world. Bubba has struggled. Bubba's starting to find his zone. You know what? He pitched 6 strong innings. I almost thought he was going to get pulled just because of the situation and how they've maneuvered all year. So seeing him go back out in the 7th, I was like, oh, well, kudos to this team. Kudos to Don Kelly. He's letting him go out there. Why only one at bat? Why only one? So again, like if you, this again, what I was talking about siding with Don Kelly in the side, like to think in a perfect world, you know what, Bubba, you've pitched good. You've pitched excellent. Let's keep the momentum going. There's been times where he's looked good. In the last inning, he imploded, and that ruined the start from being a really good start to now a mediocre or whatever, right? So it could be a situation where it's like, you know what? You gave us 6 really good innings. Let's get you out of here. Let's keep it good. Let's move on to the bullpen. The problem, Tyler, is this bullpen stinks. It stinks. What is it? 19 blown saves at this point in time? This is where the whole Mitch Keller argument has come in time to time. I feel like Mitch Keller gets hate. And it's like, I would rather have Mitch Keller going 6, going 7, right? Even though he has a lesser ERA than some of these guys. And you know, it happens. It's the 3rd time to the order, but like it is what it is. That's why his ERA kind of gets inflated, I think, in the past years. Bubba going out there for a full 7th should have happened, or at least Tyler, until a base runner appeared.
And I think that's the point there. And I'm okay. Maybe if you get to Jazz there, I'm letting Bubba at least throw to Cody Bellinger. Because if you look at Cody Bellinger, he hit slightly worse against lefties. Slightly. 107 WRC plus against lefties. 119 against righties. Splits are pretty similar there. So at that point, Brandon Eisert, Bubba Chandler, which option am I going with?
Why is that a question?
Exactly. Why is that a question? And then you get to Jazz. Okay, I can probably get with you on going with the lefty there because Jazz isn't great against lefties. But if you're giving me the option between Bubba Chandler and Brandon Eisert against Cody Bellinger when everything is basically equal there, it's not a damn question. You're just making the change because that's what conventional wisdom tells you to do. And you're wrong.
Well, and if you had a conventional team, maybe it works. But you don't. You don't. You don't. This bullpen cannot be trusted, no matter what the numbers say. There's a reason why Brandon Eisert has a 6.68 ERA. It's not because he's a lefty and he gets guys out in the situations that he should get guys out. It's because he's put in the situations where he should get guys out and he doesn't. That's why his ERA is a 6.68. Because he's not good in the situations that's set up for him to be good in.
They put the ball in the hands of Brandon Eisert to win them a game. I don't know. I don't get it. And it kind of sucks because we're 11 minutes in and haven't talked really about how good Bubba was. Because Bubba was excellent. I thought the stuff was outstanding. The location was awesome. He threw the slider really hard today. He was throwing at 94, and I tweeted that I don't know if there are many pitches in baseball that are better than Bubba Chandler's 94-mile-an-hour slider. Because when he's throwing it that hard, everything's working. Because he's just trusting it. He's trusting everything and just throwing. That makes the changeup play a little bit better when your arm speed's up there. Everything was working for him. And Don Kelly took the ball out of his hands.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, also, this is a bad managerial performance tonight. But this also is absolving the performance on the offense. Because regardless if they kept Bubba, it's still at least a tied ball game at this point in time. They go into extras because also the offense failed them. So again, this was bad on Don Kelly. Absolutely. But this offense was completely horrible tonight as well. I want to read some comments here. First off, just thanks for Steel Dog being a member. Appreciate that for 1 month. Steel Dog also gave a $2 super saying, "Is it me or is Ozuna a waste of space on this team?" Let me give you a little secret, Steel Dog. It ain't just you. It ain't just you, buddy. It's not just you. When you challenge a clear strike because he has no awareness of the zone, and then you chase a pitch 13 feet out of the zone, no, it ain't just you, Steel Dog. He's a waste on this team.
No, you're not going to get any arguments here. If we're going to talk about Marcell Ozuna, yeah, boot him to the moon. I don't want to see him play anymore. I'm good.
Michael B gives a $5 super saying, "No, Don Kelly does not get enough hate. He sucks as a manager and he deserves to be fired. Remember his York pinch hit for Lau? Kelly has no feel."
I think that's starting to become something that is very noticeable. The in-game decisions are very strange. And it feels like every button he pushes is wrong. And part of that is because a lot of it's about the bullpen. The bullpen sucks. Doesn't matter who you throw. But even when it's not the bullpen, just none of it ever feels right. It feels like I disagree with almost everything he does.
I still think he gets more hate than is deserved. But however, again, if he was given the opportunity of a competent bullpen, we could all be on board, because I think it's an NA for a lot of things, because he has nothing that can give him anything that he wants. However, this is where I'm going to with the analytics stuff. Like you're talking about, like the feel of the game. Sometimes, right? Why do you pull Brandon Lau for Nick York? Well, because one guy hits a certain side of the plate, or one guy doesn't hit well historically versus one guy, guys that throw with certain arms and such. But again, it's Brandon Lau. And at that point in time, he was on the hottest streak as you could imagine. And it's Brandon Lau. And you're pulling him for a guy who's now in AAA purgatory because he's just simply not cutting it as a major leaguer, right? Like that's where, sure, analytics, like, okay, this guy's not facing lefties well, like Brandon Lau is not doing at that point in time. But like it's Brandon Lau. Like the Eisert situation. Like that's, and I'm sorry, like throwing shade at some of these guys, but like it's Nick York. Who do you want in this situation? Do you want Nick York or do you want Brandon Lau? You know what I mean? Like, do you want Ron Harper or do you want Michael Jordan face, at the last second there? Like that's what I'm getting at. Like, and Ron Harper's, that's the disgrace of comparing him to Nick York. That's what I'm getting at. Like the numbers, sometimes it doesn't really matter. It's like, listen, I want my stars doing it. Regardless, I'm going to live and die with Brandon Lau instead of getting cute with Nick York. And tonight, not saying Bubba Chandler is a star by any means. He has pitched better of late. But tonight, he was absolutely feeling himself. Tonight, these Yankees had nothing against him. And he went back. He was afforded the opportunity to start the 7th and immediately got the guy out. It's not as if he gave up a hit. He got the guy out.
Yeah. I think he just flat out blew it today. He flat out blew it. And they didn't score a run. So it's all for naught. It is what it is. They don't win the game anyhow because they don't score any runs because they can't hit lefties. Because if Esmerlyn Valdez isn't hitting the ball over the wall, this team is awful against left-handed pitching because they have to start guys like Marcell Ozuna, who shouldn't be in Major League Baseball anymore. And Billy Cook's getting starts in center field. Shout out Billy Cook. It's been a fun weekend, but you're not a very good baseball player. Here we are, July 22nd. And the things that were concerns back in March are still concerns almost into August. Bullpen, offense against left-handed pitching. Here we are.
One last super before we kick it on over to Cody. I'm a Pitt fan. Says, how do you let Ozuna hit there in the 7th with 3 solid lefties on the bench as he wastes a challenge for the 75th time this year?
I forgot about that part too.
Which part? All the parts?
Marcell Ozuna, the ball down the middle.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, ball 3 feet out of the zone. Ball down the middle.
Oh, ball 3. I'm sorry. Pitch thrown 3 feet out of the zone is a strike because he swings at it.
True.
Right. Let's go. Kick it on over to Cody, and we'll come back. Still pissed.
This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack hydration sponsor. IQ Bar protein bars, IQ Mix hydration mixes, and IQ Joe mushroom coffees are the delicious, low-sugar, brain and body fuel you need to win your day. The Ultimate Sampler Pack is a great way for you to try all IQ Bar products and flavors. You get 9 IQ bars, 8 IQ Mix sticks, and 4 IQ Joe sticks. All IQ Bar products are clean label certified and entirely free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial ingredients. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their lifestyles with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. The Ultimate Sampler Pack includes all 3. My personal favorites so far have been the almond butter chip and the iced tea lemonade hydration mix. It's just really full of flavor. I love starting my day with it, and I couldn't imagine starting my day with anything else other than IQ Bar products. Right now, IQ Bar is offering our podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, including the Ultimate Sampler Pack, plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text MLB to 64,000. That's MLB 64000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
We W the pitching in, Tyler. Bubba had a tremendous performance tonight. I'm going to give you the floor. Talk to us. We've trashed this night enough for now. Talk to us about Bubba. Why was Bubba so good tonight?
Like I said earlier, I think he just has really grown up here in these last handful of starts. I think we're starting to see him really trust his stuff. And I think Alex talked a little bit on Offbeat about cleaning up some of the mechanics. But I go back to how hard he's throwing that slider right now. That just tells me that everything is in sync right now. And when he's able to throw it that hard, the bite that it has on it, the spin he's able to generate so good. Then he's able to really use that changeup as a weapon. I think just in front of our eyes, we're starting to see Bubba Chandler learn how to pitch. He's becoming more of a pitcher than a thrower. And I think early in the year, we saw him try so hard to locate. And remember that stretch he had there where like he wasn't striking anybody out. It seemed like he was just focused on strikes.
Throwing
and the stuff
strikes.
just right. And the stuff just wasn't as sharp, I think, as I guess it's advertised or as it could be. And that was one of the questions. When are we going to see that next step here? He started to learn to be in the zone a lot more. He's not giving up the free bases, but we're not seeing the swing and miss. Swing and miss was there, and it's been there the last couple of starts.
Right.
And the fastball plays up in the zone. The slider's so good. He's just trusting everything right now. His stuff is really, really good. And it's fun to watch. And he faced 6 lefties in the Yankees lineup today. A guy, that's not an easy task for a young righty, especially in Yankee Stadium where if you hit a pop-up, it goes out.
Right.
He's able to just have them off balance all day. Some of the swings they took, they look silly. He's becoming very enjoyable to watch every 5th day, DiNardo.
Very talented. I mean, that's why you mentioned Alex, right? That's why Alex brought up here. I mean, this team has 2 potential Rookie of the Year candidates. The talk was always Connor Griffin, but it's like, hey, let's not forget about Bubba. Not that he's put himself in those talks by any means. Like the Rookie of the Year this year will not be a Pirate unless Esmerlyn keeps continuing to stare. He's the one that's going to possibly be Rookie of the Year, not these 2. However, I say that because, again, Bubba has tremendous talent. You've seen glimpses of it. But you're right. He went against Atlanta 5.1. I'm sorry. Let me go back here. That's all I was alluding to. He goes, well, anyways, yeah, he wasn't performing too well. And like you mentioned, he starts pitching more, it seemed like, to contact maybe. Versus Colorado, 6 innings, only 1 strikeout, but only 2 walks. Seattle, against whatever. But then he goes against Washington, 4 innings, no strikeouts. Like you said, like he seemed like he was trying to do something a little bit different, just trying to blow up the zone. Not that it was happening all the time, also, because in that performance against Washington, he had 4 walks. But the past 2 starts, 4.2. And again, that's also a situation where it's like he was looking better until it didn't. Again, why maybe tonight a little. If I were to side on Don Kelly, that's part of it, even though it was the wrong decision. Milwaukee, 4.2, 6 strikeouts today against the Yankees. Also 2 good lineups, 6.1, 5 strikeouts. You see the walks down. He's looked much better these past 2 starts. Are we seeing him grow? Potentially. And again, like the talent is absolutely there. You talked about the slider. I want to bring up the fastball. I mean, I feel like Bubba, his bread and butter is if that fastball's going, he can play off it, he can work off it, and he looks good. And he hits 102 today. He had, 7 whiffs on the fastball. Of course, his predominantly fastball as he typically is, but the fastball is working. You talk about the slider. Like when you see that Bubba, this is why he was, if not one of the top 2 pitching prospects in all of baseball last year. He's got all the talent in the world, and this is why.
Dude, he averaged almost 92 on a slider today.
Yeah.
He throws that as hard as Mitch Keller throws his fastball now.
Yeah.
But early, I think it was the 1st inning. And I guess I got to give some credit to Bill Murphy here because a 5-pitch walk to lead off the Yankees lineup. And Bill Murphy and the second batter of the game's out there on a mound visit. Very unconventional there, but it worked. It settled him right down, gets a double play, and Bill Murphy gets a lot of hate, but that one worked out. I just hope he's not the one that said to go to Eisert.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, but again, a great start by Bubba Chandler, who unfortunately was only able to go 6.1. But that's like the other thing we're talking about. Like, not only was he really, really good, but like just super efficient. 84 pitches, 6.1. Like, that's been his knock too. How many times has he had like 90 pitches through 4 something? You know, like he can barely even last to 5, even get to the 5th.
Yeah.
Today he was into the 7th, and he could have, should have continued. So just a great performance by Bubba Chandler, who this team's going to need. And again, like that's why I'm so pissed right now. Again, the offense absolutely also failed this team and Bubba, but this team needs quality, strong innings from the rotation because the bullpen is so bad. Like that's why there's the knock on Paul Skeens. Like Paul Skeens has to go deep in the games because you're not trusting this bullpen and Paul Skeens starts. And you know, at times he's failed that. And Mitch Keller, like, why is he so disappointing? Because he's not going deep in the games. I understand Bubba's not going to continue to do that all the time, but like this was a perfect opportunity where it's like, Bubba, you are dealing. I'm going to stick it out with you tonight. And that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And again, at the end of the day, still could be a loss because the offense needs to score at least 1 run to win a ball game. And they didn't do that through 9.
They had
But
3 hits today.
Yeah.
Like they did not pitch to Valdez. The Yankees did not pitch to him. He walked 3 times. They pitched around him, which is crazy, but and also shout out to Valdez because he was up in some big spots there and he didn't do too much. I think he did a good job of just kind of taking what they gave him, kicked the can down the road. The problem is that nobody was there to continue kicking the damn can because Ryan O'Hearn had an awful appearance. Yeah.
Because like I do want to bring that up also. We've said enough negatives, maybe not enough, but we have said.
No, I think there's a lot more.
Yeah, we've said quite a few negatives, but like I do want to say the strikeouts is, I don't want to say a problem. It's not good though for the magician. He does strike out a bit, but when he makes contact, we know what he can do. He does a lot of damage. The thing I want to focus on is his strike zone awareness is so good at such a young age. That to me is what's most impressive because like, no, I don't think these numbers will sustain with the strikeout rate that he has. I think that's very clear. But at a young age, at a guy who's making his debut and learning right now, like still only 100, it's less than 115 plate appearances has of his career. Like that doesn't worry me too much. And that's why I want to say this. The reason why I'm not worried too much is because of his strike zone awareness is, I'm like afraid to say to this point in time, but it's reminiscent of like Kutch already.
It's very good. And again, I go back to whenever he's up in those big spots and a young guy would probably be looking to try to win the game themselves. I mean, even in that 9th inning there, you got a runner on. I want Valdez up there. That's sad. That's weird to say, but he's got 100 and however many plate appearances in his career. Not very many. I want him up in that spot. We've seen what he does time and time again in the big moments. You would think that would be the opportunity where he'd be kind of swinging out of his shoes a little bit. He just takes what they give him there. They're not going to give you anything to hit. He's not, going out of the zone, trying to do something, not trying to do too much. And he walks. Unfortunately, the Yankees were smart there. God, I just wanted them to groove him 1.
I know. But that's it. And it is sad. Esmerlyn Valdez is like the one guy you fear in this lineup, and the Yankees decide, let's just pitch around this one guy, and we can shut down this entire offense. And they did. They did.
Yeah.
That was it.
I mean, O'Hearn was bad today. Brian Reynolds has had a really, really rough couple of days. He looks like he could use a day off or so, which is pathetic because we've been back from the All-Star break for like a week. But He probably just needs to play his way through it. I'm just angry right now. Just let me be a little pissy. When Brian Reynolds is struggling like this offense struggles. Because right now you have Lau, you got Reynolds, and you got O'Hearn, who aren't swinging the bat very well. Someone's got to break out of it.
I just want to say, once again, go check out the NS9 website. Go check out the NS9 app. I did voice my opinion right now. I gave a thumbs down on the Don Kelly approval rating because tonight was a terrible, terrible performance by Don Kelly. So voice your opinion. Go on the app. Go on the website. Tell him he was a disgrace because clearly he looked at this as all the Pirates organization should to see how well he's doing. 78% approval rate for Don Kelly on the season right now on the NS9 app/website. Anyways, yeah. That, what was it, 7th inning where Trillo got on base and then he stole second and they overthrew it. And I know Brian Reynolds struck out there. He goes and takes third. You had a runner in scoring position, 1 out because that was the Reynolds strikeout there. And yeah, O'Hearn comes up and he pulls one just foul. Like, I'll give him credit, like he did what he did what he needed to do there. It was just foul. And like just the rest of that at bat was pathetic. And then of course Marcell Ozuna comes up. And again, talking about pathetic. That's the at bat we've been talking about where he challenges the strike, the clear strike, the very clear strike. And then he swings at a pitch that was in New Jersey.
That pretty much sums up every Marcell Ozuna at bat.
Boom.
Even when they're in Pittsburgh, he's swinging at pitches in New Jersey.
Right. No matter where they're at in the world, he's swinging at pitches in New Jersey.
Unless they're at New Jersey.
There you go.
Unless
throw it down the Jersey Turnpike. Marcell will swing.
God, he's such a freaking bum. And I'm tired of watching him walk down the line, too. I know you're old, but come on. A little bit of effort would be great. At least pretend like you care. Now I'm old man yelling at cloud. I know, but what a bum. What a complete waste of space.
Yeah.
He's terrible. Just light 12 million on fire.
Well, they did.
Yeah. Sure did.
Tyler?
What?
I had like one of the worst work days of my life today. I was already angry. So at least this game let me use that anger in a good way and get some more off my chest. But is there anything else that we want to talk about today?
No, just wasted opportunities. It's annoying.
Pirates split the doubleheader. And again, you're being rational, which right now at this point in time, I don't feel like being rational. But if you're being rational, they split it. Nothing really won or lost today. They're still a half game out of the wild card. They were in third place when they won the first. They're now back in fourth place below the Cardinals after losing the second. Again, it's not the end of the world. They're right now split with the Yankees. Tomorrow's an important game. They win that game, they can win a series. I mean, they beat Garrett Cole day one. They lost this time. They go tomorrow. Do you have the FanDuel odds for tomorrow, Ty?
No, they're not out yet. How about this one, though? The Pirates are plus 8,000 to win the World Series, according to FanDuel.
So, like Marcell Ozuna, just light that money on fire, baby.
Exactly.
I'm angry, damn it.
Plus 8,000. So the Pirates would probably be better off using $12 million to bet on themselves to be the World Series winner than Marcell is going to do anything productive all year.
Just multiply that by 8.
Oh, yeah, they are off.
They're
off
all
tomorrow,
that money
shit.
on IQ bars for IQ. Wait, what?
They're off tomorrow. They played a doubleheader today. In my head, they should be playing tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday.
Bro, tomorrow. Yeah, today's
We have NS9 live tomorrow.
Wait a minute.
I know. I'm all over the place.
Today's the worst day of my life. Wait, what?
Yeah, today's
tomorrow's Thursday. Cool. Don't listen to us. Oh my God. All right. That was a good way to end this. Yeah, we need to get out of here. Tyler, is that it then? Are we officially done?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Let's get out of here then. We love you all. We appreciate y'all. I hope this was some therapy for you guys because it was therapeutic for me. I feel a little bit better now. I got some things off my chest. I'm going to go and punch just a few doors to finish the rest of my day. But we'll see you guys later. Again, download the app. Go check out the website. Do all that cool stuff. There's some really good stuff there, and it's always improving every day. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.